Imagine walking to a coffee shop for a first date. The person you're meeting smiles at you, and instantly you feel that familiar flutter of anxiety. You're smiling and nodding, but inside your heart is racing and you've already forgotten your last name. You're agreeing that hiking is great, even though you hate the outdoors. This isn't just politeness, it's your nervous system taking the wheel because it doesn't feel safe to be you. What if that flutter you feel isn't attraction, it's your nervous system running a script you wrote years ago? Today we're looking at the biological reasons why we fake it on dates and the 4 signs you're auditioning for a partner instead of connecting with one. Hi, I'm Michelle Troutman, creator of the MyJourneyToLove.com blog, where you don't need to fit in, just show up as you are on the path to true love. If you're ready to trade dating rules for real intimacy, hit subscribe, like this video, and join the journey. Our urge to put on a mask isn't just a bad habit, it's rooted in our history. We do this because our brains are wired for survival. If you grew up feeling like you had to be perfect to be loved, your nervous system uses a mask to keep you feeling safe today. These are a few masks that we wear. The anxious mask, the people pleaser. Driven by a fear of abandonment, you play a role you think will appeal to the other person. You audition by being high energy or low maintenance because you're terrified that if you stop performing, they'll lose interest. On that coffee date, I was the agreeable Michelle, the version that doesn't rock the boat. So I didn't say much, partly because I wasn't always interested in talking about work like he was, which created some awkwardness that worked against me. The avoidant mask, the independent. Fueled by a distrust of support, you shroud your feelings. You audition by being the cool girl or cool guy who doesn't need anything. Your logic is, if they can't see the real me, they can't hurt the real me. Spotting these patterns helps you learn when your nervous system is masking to protect you. Truecasting, being authentic when dating, or honest from the start, acts as a manual override for defense mechanisms. It lets you test for safety rather than assuming rejection will happen. So what does this masking look like in the real world? Here are 4 hints that you've traded authenticity for approval. 1. The audition. You find yourself rehearsing stories in the car or choosing outfits purely for effect. I once spent 15 minutes deciding between 2 skirts, not because I liked one better, but because I was calculating which one he'd find more attractive. If you're curating your clothes to manage an impression, you're performing, not connecting. 2. The hobby filter. You hide your quirks like omitting a World of Warcraft or bird watching from your profile because it's not cool. Suppressing your geeky side eventually feels like a lie you have to keep up. 3. Playing it cool. This is when you pretend you're fine with a casual situationship when you're actually looking for a long-term commitment. You withhold your desire for security because you don't want to seem needy. We fear friendly rejection, but psychologists warn that concealing your genuine feelings increases your anxiety and blocks the vulnerability required for real intimacy. I've done this. I wanted a long-term commitment, but didn't tell him at the start because I didn't want to scare him off. Later on, I was frustrated when he wouldn't commit. 4. The armchair diagnostician. This is a major pattern interrupt. You're so focused on spotting red flags that your self-awareness is becoming a performance. You might narrate the date like a clinical case study. He mentioned his ex twice, classic avoidant behavior. We see this everywhere in TikTok psychology. We're told to hunt for red flags, but sometimes that hunting is just a performance to avoid being seen. Instead of creating false safety through an armchair diagnosis, ask yourself, am I using psychology to understand this person or to avoid risking my emotions? I did this with the guy I met on my coffee date, looking for tells that he was a narcissist. He mentioned his ex, red flag. He talked about his work, avoidant dismissing. I diagnosed him instead of asking myself, am I psychoanalyzing him or just seeing if we have a connection? True inner work involves sitting with uncertainty. Instead of a red flag, look for a green flag. Say something like, he mentioned his ex. How do I feel about that? What does my reaction tell me about what I need? If you're one of the 54% of people hiding your true self, according to a 2024 Zeus study, you're in good company and you're exhausted. As therapist Sonia Panchishin or Punchishin says, dropping the mask often requires more than willpower. It's about the energy you bring to the table. I'm still learning to drop these masks, but recognizing I wear them, that's the first step toward change. To find out exactly which mask you've been wearing, take the Am I Dating in Disguise quiz. The link to the quiz and the full blog this video is based on is in the description below. If this resonated with you, please share this video with a friend who's exhausted by the dating performance. In the next video, we'll look at how to ease safely into Truecasting. And let me know in the comments. Have you ever changed your behavior or hit a hobby just to please a date? I want to hear your stories. Thank you so much for watching.